Good morning, YouTube. It is a beautiful day here in Minnesota. I hope people that are also having nice weather are able to go outside and enjoy it. If you are not, please stay inside, open a window, just keep on keeping on. I feel pretty confident about this video today. I think this will be a good time, and that's exactly what we're going to talk about is confidence. Because do you have confidence? And I'm gonna let you think about that for a second. Do you have confidence? Do. Okay. So yeah, I feel, to start off, it is very hard to have confidence nowadays about a lot of things. Just to even be yourself is hard. It is hard to be confident just to even be yourself because people are always judging you about how you view things. And from what I've learned in my experience, through the countless years I've had to deal with bullcrap, and everybody has, that, you think about those things and don't let them define you. Anyone that tells you that is a mistake, you take it as a lesson. Be confident about how you view things, of what even happens to you in life, as a lesson rather than thinking about it as being a punishment. Because there's a lot of different things that if you actually think clarity a little bit, that you can actually view a lot of different things, And that's why you should always be confident about anything that happens, no matter if it's being, if you're trying to talk to someone new, if you're trying to talk to a girl you like, if you're trying to talk to a boy you like, how vice versa. If you want to talk to a boy, if you're a boy, if you want to talk to a girl, if you're a girl, do whatever you want. Do whatever makes you happy. It shouldn't matter about what other people think. And I understand that with some of those things, like some things like that, whether it be if you're bi or gay, if you are religious, if you're not religious, if you're Democratic or if you're Republican, so on and so forth. It shouldn't frickin' matter because nobody can get along about how other people view things. And it should be okay for other people to view things. But it is very hard to be confident about how you view them because we are always constantly following the judgment scale about trying to please other people and making sure that we are not viewing or outspeaking ourselves, which people think that not speaking your opinion is apparently a bad thing. And I think that is a very good thing to be able to speak your own opinion, but do it just so you're not trying to rub it in someone's face because you think differently. People don't take your opinion, like your own opinion, really into their own concept without having to think about why theirs is more important. People think that some of their situations are so terrible that they need to talk to you about it, but at the same time is that it's something that you might just need to deal with just yourself. People aren't confident with themselves, and people have to constantly go out and ask people for advice, for help, And I understand that there are times where you need to have a talk with somebody, but there are a lot of things that you should just be confident with yourself. There's a lot of things that you shouldn't be asking other people what is the answer when you already should know what the answer is. Do exactly as you are already thinking before. Whatever your first thing is, you do it. It's just how it should be, and that's called intuition. If you at least just be what's the word I'm looking for here? No, don't start that. Not now. Okay? Not now. You just got to be confident. That's the word I was looking for about everything that you should be doing in life. And it is hard to be confident, especially now, just because that a lot of people are freaking out with COVID-19 and stuff like that, and so on and so forth. And it makes me very uneasy that people are just all about themselves and making selfish decisions instead of thinking about how we can make this better as a society. People don't really understand of how connected we are as a society, and this disease definitely should show you of how connected we are as a society. When a majority of the U.S. is losing jobs, people are mass buying toilet paper and other certain things that people need, and yet they're not taking that and they don't take into consideration that other people need these things too. And it's not. And of course, I still don't understand to this day of why mass buying TP for a respiratory virus is something that you really need, because I don't really think that you're going to have mass diarrhea. I mean, I think that you might just have diarrhea if you're buying a lot of toilet paper. Just saying. But yeah, people don't really understand of how connected we are as a society, and that honestly is what makes people be less confident, because they now have to resort on doing things on survival. It's all a basic instinct of just making sure that you're trying to make sure that you can survive and get everything that you need. And with me personally, I feel like it's also very hard to be confident about our justice system, our own society, our own government, because we are all based on a weird scale of just left or right. You know, we are apparently are also falling on this thing where we feel that social media is our outbreak of being our judgment decider, if this is right or this is wrong, if it's on social media, you know, because especially with fake news having to play games with us, that we're constantly having to wonder, is this right, is this wrong? People don't know, and then people are constantly judging each other about because they have misinformation instead of just being able to tell people what is right and what is wrong. And people aren't okay with accepting a wrong answer that they don't know. If they have a different opinion, they're totally going to reject what the heck you just said. And how can you be confident about a society like that? How can you trust a specific government that, like, especially with now too, is that there's a lot of conspiracy theories, you know, and I delve myself into that, you know, you guys already know that, and I don't really take them into a lot of consideration about how I think things. But if you think about things, they really have no way of being able to conquer the mass fear except just let the fear eat all of us. Eat all of us, and that's how we're gonna kill one another, is just because that we're all about survivability. We're all based on judgment. If we don't think about other people, it's all about selfish needs and not being able to think about how we can think as a society. And I think that it is very hard to be able to continue on in stuff like this. I'm not saying that in a point to where I don't want to live or anything like that, but it's just to a point to where it should show that we need some mass change about how we think things, of how we view things. We shouldn't be basing people on judging people or basing people on the color of their skin, if they're bi, straight, if they're Democratic, if they're Republican, if they're religious, if they're not religious, if they believe in science, if they don't believe in science, etc., etc. It shouldn't matter. We should be able to flourish our ideas together to make society better, but it's going to be hard for us to be able to do that. And people should really take this of how this disease has affected us as a society, about how we should view one another, of how we should continue on. If there's a lot of massive things that we need to change, and people need to realize of what those things are, not about trying to survive on your own, but it's about how we need to be able to be confident as a society so we can continue on into the future and not be making stupid decisions that's going to crush humanity into oblivion. You know, this is how I feel personally. This entire videos came from the heart. I usually take notes. I watch other videos on specific topics like this, but how can you really take notes or describe a topic like this, of being confident in our society, of how we view other people, of having to be able to be confident with yourself of what you want to do for your own life and for your own sake, instead of having to constantly please one another just because that's the way it is, always having to please people. And I just hope, as I said, that we can continue on and we can actually build as a society instead of being our own downfall. That shouldn't be a thing. We shouldn't rise up and then be our own demise just because we're all making selfish decisions instead of being logical. You know, be high, be logical, and you know, take that of how you will. Please give me your opinions. Please give me your ideas. I would like to know of how you guys go on about with how this disease has affected us, of how you guys have continued on even before the disease, of just being able to be confident about of how you do things. Please give me your ideas. I would legitimately love to hear of how you guys are able to make sure that you guys keep on keeping on. And please keep on keeping on. Please keep doing of how you want to do things, and don't give a fuck about what other people say. It doesn't matter. Do you, boo.